The process of constitution amendment, we reported to you earlier, just a couple of days ago, that the Constitutional Court has already ruled that the government can do the amendment, but they need to have referendum. The people get to have the final say whether they will be able to do it or not. So Democrat Party leader Jurin Lasanavisit has proposed that Parliament seeks a ruling from the Constitutional Court about the validity of the constitutional amendments bill due to its third reading and vote, and on exactly when a referendum is to be held to seek public consent for the writing of a new constitution. Jurin's proposal came amidst intense debate in the joint session of Parliament today over the fate of the bill. Parliament is clearly divided, with the opposition determined to press for the third reading and vote, while most of the senators and several governments, members of parliament, except the Democrats, believe that the bill must be dropped. Now that the Constitutional Court has ruled that the Parliament can write a new charter after a referendum to seek public consent is held, Senator Paiboon Nititawan insisted that the Constitutional Court's ruling means that Parliament cannot write a new charter unless a referendum is held first. Citing the court's ruling, which make no mention of the proposed Constitution Drafting Assembly, or we will call it for short CDA, Paiboon said that Parliament cannot designate the CDA to draft a new charter, adding that amending Chapter 15 of the Constitution to abolish the existing charter is against the principle of the people who installed the charter, and hence a third reading vote on the charter amendments bill cannot be held. So in his opinion, the process of writing a new charter must be initiated by Parliament, and if approved, a referendum must be held to seek public consent. Paiboon's opinion was backed by another conservative senator, Somchai Sawangkarn. He cited the opinion of Parliament's legal team that the third reading vote cannot proceed until there is a referendum. The opposition Pheu Thai Member of Parliament Somkit Chua-Kong argued that nowhere in the Constitutional Court's ruling does it state that Parliament cannot proceed with the third reading. The apparently frustrated MP said it is better not to have a Parliament if it cannot vote on the third reading. The Democrat leader proposed that the Parliament ask the Constitutional Court to rule on 4 contentious issues. So the question is whether the Charter Amendments Bill is intended to amend the Charter by amending Section 256 or to write a new Charter by amending Chapter 15 to set up a CDA. The second issue is whether referendum is to be held before the vote on the first reading or after the vote on the third reading. The third issue is about exactly when a referendum is to be held. That sounds like the previous one. And the final issue is about whether the pending constitutional amendment bill is still valid. So the main thing is there is a question of validity of the bill that already passed 2 readings, because the Constitutional Court said that to amend the bill, it has to get referendum from the people. So there's another question whether they should do referendum before the third reading, or they should do the third reading and then referendum, or if they have to do the referendum before the first reading, that means the one that they already spent taxpayer money on it, have to be dropped and start all over again.
It looks like a very complicated process we're seeing here.